Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just getting set up. Haven't gone live for a while. Thought I'd go live after hours joint. Give me 1 second, just getting my stuff together here. We can go over some of these headlines. All right. Shout out all the supporters. Mutant Skies. Shout out. Shout out all my Patreons. Appreciate y'all support. All right. Like, share, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. All the good stuff. 1 second. Just still getting my stuff together here. Got that. All right. Let's see what's going on around the interweb here. New poll finds Donald Trump leading Kamala Harris in key state Arizona. Something I saw here earlier I wanted to definitely check out. I'm not seeing it. I'm sure we'll get to it. Y'all don't know, Proto page, that's what I use. I put all my websites that I surf, all my feeds here. I can easily see my feeds here. It's a great way to keep track of the news and stuff that in the trusted news that you like to follow. I love Proto page. All right, so let's start off here with this from Gateway Pundit. New polls find Donald Trump leading Kamala Harris in key state of Arizona, which is big swing state. Donald Trump is now, I'm sorry, I like to give credit. This is from Mike LaChance. And he reports that Donald Trump is now leading Kamala Harris in the key state of Arizona, according to new polling from USA Today Suffolk University. The state of Arizona has been the subject of controversy since election night. Media outlets, including Fox News, called Arizona for Joe Biden very early on arousing the suspicion of millions of Americans. Although I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment on that. Arizona's voting history was also part of it. Prior to being called for Joe Biden in 2020, Arizona has a history of being a red state in presidential elections. Trump won the state in 2016. In fact, prior to 2020, the only time the state supposedly went blue in almost 50 years was 1996. If Trump is polling ahead here, no one is going to believe it if the state is, I can't really talk about that stuff. The platform we're on, so we got to be careful. But let's just say, let's skip that part there. Town Hall reports Trump takes the lead in crucial swing state. Former President Donald Trump is gaining momentum in battleground states as Vice President Kamala Harris struggles to maintain voter support despite skipping interviews because she is, quote, too busy campaigning. I mean, but think of the audacity of these people to not really give any real interviews and say because you're too busy campaigning. Like every president in modern history has done interviews. Like, what are you talking about? Too busy campaigning. But according to USA Today Suffolk University poll, Trump has taken the lead in Arizona. A state president, Joe Biden, won in 2020. The 45th president has a 6% lead, securing 48% of the state's support compared to Harris's 42%, one of the most significant leads in any swing state. That is a big lead. The poll pointed out that Trump is making waves among black voters who contributed to the former president's lead. Of the 48% backing Trump, 29% of black voters support the former president over Harris. 29%, that is huge. Almost 39% of the almost 30% of the black population is for Trump in that key state. Wow. Who has 67% support among the group. That is crazy. Wow. That is huge news. And y'all know I did that video yesterday of Senator Claiborne talking about he's not worried about her losing the black vote. It's basically not happening. Well, obviously he's wrong here. I told you it was one or two things. Either Claiborne was lying or he's very misinformed on this issue. This is a decent spread. New Arizona poll. Here you go, 48-42. I mean, this is huge news here. Great news here. Hopefully that we continue on with the black support. MSNBC contributor admits Harris campaign is struggling with men, young men, well, men in general, young men, older men, men of color, and white men. Because we can see the bull crap. I mean, that's what it is. We can see the bull crap. We can see the fat cave. We can see the fakeness of her. But this is by Mike LaChance, and he reports that liberal writer and political commentator Katie Kay appeared on MSNBC's Morning Joe program on Frida. It admitted that the Kamala Harris campaign is struggling with male voters of all colors and ages. This is correct. It's a point that has been made by Greg Gutfeld on Fox News and others for months now. Men are walking away from the Democrat Party in droves. That's why it's the meme that's going around. Either you are gay or you're a cuck if you are in the Democrat Party. That's the meme. That's the joke. That's what's going around the internet. Democrat Party has completely drove real men away from the party. The funniest part of the clip comes when she suggests that Kamala's husband Doug Emhoff and running mate Tim Walz may be able to help with this problem. Okay, yeah, I did see this clip. I saw this clip earlier. Because it's hilarious because these are two of the softest men talking about they're going to go help. How are they going to help get the male vote? Let me see if we got the clip here. Watch below. Yeah, here we go. Let's go to the clip here. It's super hilarious that they even believe that they can help get the vote.
Will win Pennsylvania, but so they still believe they can will win Pennsylvania, but you know they feel good about Michigan. They feel good about Wisconsin, relatively good. You know, it may be a landslide. Maybe they'll win by a full percentage point in both of those states. But in Pennsylvania, they know it's going to be a fight, and it's going to be a fight because she's doing better, much better among women and most young voters, but older white men, just like people thought after Biden left the race, more of a challenge, pulling them to vote against Trump again.
Yeah, I mean, older white men and actually younger white men too, also a bit of a challenge. I mean, that number they'll like a lot, up +5 in Pennsylvania, because you're right, it's the new Ohio, it's the new Florida, it's the state where they see they have the most problems. And of course, then either the concern or the upside, depending on how you look at this from the Harris campaign's point of view, is that Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin people think will break the same way. That's what they've done traditionally ever since 1980. I think there's one exception. And so if they lose Pennsylvania, what would that then mean for Wisconsin and Michigan? If they win Wisconsin and Michigan, does that mean they're going to win Pennsylvania? But that's why they're putting so much resources into that. But it's men. I mean, I think the real struggle for the Harris campaign is young men, older men, men of color, white men, and
again, they literally drove away. They drove away men by calling men toxic and all these other things. And now they're left with the soft men that support the Democrat Party. It's their own fault. They the ones that drove men away from the party.
They are doing all they can. You can see, I think the debate next week will be really interesting to see how Tim Walz reaches out to that group. Doug Emhoff, who I interviewed yesterday, I think we've got a clip of that we can have later on the program. He is making a concerted effort in his own way to reach out to that group. They know that's where they know that's where they have a weakness.
Then you give two weak men to think they're gonna help with that weakness. Let's see some of the comments here. Donald J. Trump posts from his Truth Social. Won't work. Oh my God. See, this is what I mean, man. Like, how is he gonna convince? We are the Democrat Party. We are masculine men. We are calling on you to save this country, save democracy, whatever it is, the stuff they say. How are these men are going to be the ones to lead, to get you to follow? Come on, man. Look, yeah, that ship sailed. This dude is effing weird. What is that? Who gives high fives like that? It's so weird. Oh, man. Definitely sus, yo. Definitely sus. Definitely sus. Maybe this was the bad idea. Oh, man. White dudes for Harris. They got these two. Oh, the internet is relentless. Have they tried telling men once again that they are toxic and the root of all society's evils? Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Maybe they'll need to hear it 10 more times. It's not just men. Most people can't stand Camilla. Waltz too. He will not save Camilla. Yeah. Then we got what do you mean the effeminate clown that puts tampons in boys' bathroom isn't appealing to men? Camilla struggles with intelligent, wise, courageous, thoughtful, rational women too. I agree. I definitely agree. Waltz will reach out for the man vote. They laughing. I have no doubt Waltz has plenty of experience reaching young men. Oh man, the internet is relentless. Relentless. I love it. All right, let's see what else is going on in the interweb. Leftist wingnut Fran Lebowitz tells Bill Maher she wants Joe Biden to dissolve the U.S. Supreme Court. Wow, wow, wow. Maybe I'll do a separate thing on that. Let's see. No, let's go ahead and play it. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Again from Gateway Pundit. Fran Lebowitz appeared on the Bill Maher show this weekend and said that she wants Joe Biden to dissolve the U.S. Supreme Court. I mean, this is what they do when they don't get their way. When leftists don't get their way, they want to get rid of the rules, get rid of the laws, and destroy everything because they're not getting what they want. But they don't understand. This is what happened when your ideology is unpopular. You're not gonna get this. This is what we have. This is why we have checks and balances. But Lebowitz has been a fixture of the hipster culture in New York City for decades. She has written books, commented on politics, and even acted in TV shows. She played an arraignment judge on Law and Order for many years. What she says about the country's highest court in this segment is so insulting to the court, our country, and our history. It's amazing that she said it out loud. So let's see if we got the clip here. Yeah, it looks like we do. Just crazy.
People, the Supreme Court, you know, the Democrats had like elected people. The Supreme Court is completely his. You know, I mean, it's so disgraceful, this court, that it shouldn't even be allowed to be called the Supreme Court. You know, I mean, it's an insult to Motown to call it the Supreme Court. So it's not even a court. It's only a court in the sense that the court of Louis XVI was a court. You know, I mean, basically, it's a harem, okay? It's a harem. It's Trump's harem. So I always feel sorry for the 3 real judges on the court. You know, I know a lot of people have jobs, not me, not you, and you have to go to work every day, and there are people you don't like at work. But can you imagine having to go to work every day? Alito? You have to go to work with Alito, with Kavanaugh, you know? I mean, it must be horrible. So what Biden should do, not that you asked, but when they passed that law, the Supreme Court passed that ruling, you know, where they said, you're not the president, you're the king, which is what that ruling is. You can do whatever you want. You can never be, you know, held responsible. I thought, you know, Biden's still the president.
I'm sick of these people lying about what's really happening. That's not what they're saying. That's not what the Supreme Court said about Trump. He can't do whatever he wants. There's still checks and balances. I mean, these people are being so dishonest when it comes to things like that. She's a disgusting, disgusting individual sitting here from her Hollywood bubble telling us we need to get rid of the Supreme Court because she's not getting her lunacy laws and passed. It's just crazy.
President, no one seems to notice, but Biden should dissolve the Supreme Court.
Dissolve the Supreme Court?
How you? She can't even say the word dissolve, and she's talking about she wanted to do it.
I'm the president. I'm the king now, like you said, and go home.
Okay. Good to see you're centrist.
She's a freaking crazy leftist, man. Talk about dissolving the Supreme Court just because they're not getting what they want. Crazy liberal logic. All right, we got Greg Gutfeld. He rips media for ignoring story of thousands of criminal illegal aliens in America. The biggest crime story I've ever seen. Wow. And this is by the Gateway Pundit, also from Mike LaChance. He said this week it was revealed there are now tens of thousands of illegals in the United States who are murderers, sexual abusers, and assorted criminals. I did an entire video on this, and the liberal media has almost completely ignored the story. And during the 5 Fox News Friday, Greg Gutfeld slammed the media blackout, calling this the biggest crime story he's ever seen. Now, I did one clip of this already. I don't think it's this exact clip here, but it was definitely pertaining to this. But let me see. Let's check out this clip here.
And I don't like getting, in the real world, she would be toast. And I don't like getting riled up for no reason because the story is so unbelievable. I wanted to see if it was reported elsewhere. It couldn't find it on MSNBC, CNN, Drudge. You have the release of hundreds of thousands of foreign criminals, like they emptied.
Oh yeah. I did this clip earlier today. That's right. So you can check out the individual clip of this. I thought this was gonna be something different. Already did this clip earlier today. Let's see. Primonti Bros post statement denying JD Vance was blocked from entering Pittsburgh area restaurant, then blocks comments. Tulsi Gabbard blasts Kamala Harris as unfit for commander-in-chief role. Let's check this out here. Now this is from the Gateway Pundit from Jim Hoft. I'm definitely going to play this clip here, but it says former Hawaii Democrat Rep Tulsi Gabbard has once again taken a wrecking ball to Kamala Harris, this time denouncing the Democrat presidential nominee as wholly unfit to serve as commander-in-chief. In a fiery appearance on Fox News, The Ingram Angle with Laura Ingram, Gabbard didn't mince words as she's lambasted Harris's foreign policy failures and her lack of understanding of the grave global threats America faces today. Quote, it's the most dangerous moment of our lives, Laura. We cannot understate the seriousness of the position that we are indirectly because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's foreign policy and their action, their decisions. She told Ingram, according to the Daily Caller, adding Kamala Harris is wholly unfit to be our commander-in-chief. So let me see if we got the clip here. Yes, we do. All right, let's check out this clip.
Rally, it's a big out. All right, Trump is moving his upcoming rally. It's a big outdoor rally in Wisconsin now, forced to move it to a smaller indoor venue. And now we're learning why. Fox News is told that the Secret Service is shorthanded. Why? Well, because they have to protect all those diplomats at the UN General Assembly, the ones who hate us. They have to provide security for all the foreign dignitaries while they're here in the United States. That includes countries like Iran. And that means the Secret Service can't protect Trump because they're busy protecting leaders of a country that might want to plot to kill him. Let that sink in. Joining me now, Tulsi Gabbard, former congresswoman and member of Trump's transition team. Tulsi, apparently this administration's America Last policies now extend to the Secret Service. We seem to be prioritizing foreign dignitaries over perhaps the next president of the United States. How is that going to sit with the public?
Laura, you're right. This is exactly the latest example of America Last, and that shows the choice that we have between President Trump's America First policies and Kamala Harris's America Last policies, and we're suffering the consequences of those. The question is, who benefits from this decision? As you said, President Trump had to move to a much smaller venue, means he has much fewer people who can go in and hear him speak in a critical state like Wisconsin. Kamala Harris benefits from this decision that's coming from their administration, limiting his ability to reach people in a very critical time. How is this not election interference when Kamala Harris is the Democratic nominee running for president? And secondly, you have President Biden going out and announcing another $8 billion that he's going to give to Zelensky and his cronies in Ukraine as...
Again, and the people do not want this. We do not want to keep giving money to countries like Ukraine and Israel while our own people are suffering. I mean, we are sick and tired of this. Everyone is coming out and speaking on this, but yet the administration continues to just give away our money. This is crazy. This is crazy.
We have the VA telling us they don't have enough money to take care of our veterans. We have soldiers living in moldy barracks. We have families in my home state of Hawaii who are still displaced from that Maui fire that happened well over a year ago. I don't know how they look at the American people, both Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and continue to lie and say, oh, you know, I love my country and we're going to work for you, when they're...
They really don't care. They really don't care. They know that, you know, black people still gonna vote for them at a 90% clap. You know, they know that they're still gonna get these crazy leftists to vote for them. They could care less what the average person wants and how we're suffering, and they're gonna continue to give money to the NGOs, to their NGOs that support them. They're going to continue to give money to these countries like Ukraine and Israel. They're going to continue to be funding these wars while we still suffer. We got, again, just like she said, the barracks. I mean, I saw the footage of the barracks that's crumbling and stuff. Our military, our veterans are suffering, living on the street. We see how much homeless is in California and major cities, and yet we still continue to give these people our money, man. I don't want to. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Their actions tell us the exact opposite.
Well, and Tulsi, we're learning that, and the angle will be there at the second Butler rally, which is going to take place next Saturday. Can we be confident that former President Trump will be protected there, given this Wisconsin move? I mean, that's a big rally for him, to finish the rally that he started on July 13th. Will that happen?
It's a special and powerful show of resilience and show of strength and fortitude on President Trump's part, first of all, and his commitment to the people there in Butler, Pennsylvania. All eyes are going to be on that rally. We will see what the Harris-Biden administration does. I remain very concerned because clearly, time after time, there have been multiple attempts on President Trump's life at this point, and the fact that still they are making other priorities other than his safety and security should not allow any one of us to rest in complacency.
And Tulsi, you mentioned the issue with Kamala Harris and Zelensky, and obviously that looks so political today, trying to make her, you know.
It was so awkward when she meet these people. She does not. I don't know. I don't know if she has some type of social anxiety, but if you have something like that, why would you run for high office or run for office at all? Like, I don't know what it is with her. I really don't know. I just know it's something not right with her. Something is off with her. She seems very uncomfortable around people. And I don't know how you can be, again, I don't know how you could be running for president and be this uncomfortable around people.
Build up her foreign policy cred, her military, commander-in-chief cred. But I've never heard an American president, not since, for decades, when the Soviet Union was a direct threat to the United States, sound as bellicose toward a nuclear power as she did today. I wonder if you could comment on that and how dangerous of a moment this is with this.
She tried to sound tough because everyone knows how weak she is, so she tried to come off as tough. That's why.
This future escalation of the situation in Ukraine.
It's the most dangerous moment of our lives, Laura. Yeah. We cannot understate the seriousness of the position that we are in, directly because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's foreign policy and their action, their decisions. Kamala Harris is wholly unfit to be our commander-in-chief. She clearly doesn't know that we have service members in combat zones at war today, putting their lives on the line. She clearly does not understand or care about the serious consequences of what nuclear Armageddon would mean for all of us, all of the American people and humanity in the world. And she is joined by many neocons in doing so. And lastly, in that bellicose language, Laura, she is continuing to lie to the American people, saying, oh, first, Russia, first it's Ukraine, and then it's the Baltic countries, and then it's Poland, and then it's all of these other countries, and they want to take over the entire, former Soviet Union all over. There's no proof of this. There's no evidence of this. This is her spouting the talking points coming from the military-industrial complex, who wants to continue to see Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney, who want to continue to see billions of our taxpayer dollars taken out of the pockets of the American people and fed into these massive defense corporations and those who are profiting from war. Never mind the fact that the American people are continuing to suffer, and never mind the fact that they're escalating this war that is killing people and puts us in greater risk.
And hundreds of thousands dead, and we're broke. Other than that, Tulsi, thank you so much.
Great point. We're broke. As a country, we're broke. We're borrowing at alarming rates, but yet we're borrowing money to give to someone else. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. We're borrowing to give to someone else. All right, let's check out, let's see, anything else interesting here on Gateway Pundit? Alabama crowd roars as Trump is pictured on big screen at, at the Alabama-Georgia game. And then they said Waltz got booed at the Michigan game. Let's see, Zero Hedge, the Democrats, kudzu economy. I don't know what that is. Let's check this out, I guess. This is from the Zero Hedge from Tyler Durden. He reports that as many as Gen Xers will do these days, I dust off an old compact disc, REM's album Murmur, which released in 1983. As I listened to the first track, Radio Free Europe, I looked at the CD's cover. It was an eerie photo of thick vegetation. As I later learned, when the REM album was released, this plant was well on its way to enveloping large swaths of the southeastern United States, including Georgia, which was REM's original base. Oh, wow. The name of the all-consuming plant is kudzu. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Immediately, I thought of the left's green economy. Bear with me. Per a 2019 article in the Nature Conservancy titled Kudzu, the invasive vine that ate the South, kudzu looks innocent enough, yet the invasive plant easily overtakes trees, abandoned homes, and telephone poles. Yeah, I'm very familiar with these. I'm seeing these living in, being from Virginia. Let's see, where did I leave off at? Kudzu is an invasive species. Kudzu or kuzu, so it's kuzu, is native to Japan and Southeast China. It was first introduced to the United States during the Philadelphia Continental Exposition in 1876, where it was touted as a great ornamental plant for its sweet-smelling blooms and sturdy vines. The invasive plant's other ominous nickname is Mala Minute, for its spread of up to 1 foot per day. Wow. This makes kudzu's spread as lightning quick as its lethal and indigenous vegetation. It outcompetes everything from native grasses to fully mature trees. This loss of native plant harms other plants, insects, animals that adapted alongside them, leading to cascading effects throughout the ecosystem. Over time, these effects of habitat loss can lead to species extinctions and a loss of overall biodiversity. I've seen these things. 'Cause back when I was a kid, I used to go in the woods all the time, and you would see these large viney things covering these old houses in the woods and stuff like that. It was crazy. It would literally be over the entire forest. So we are to blame posh 19th century Americans' vanity for introduction of and devastation of kudzu. The introduction, perhaps, but like sun-dry. Sorry, y'all, I'm struggling reading today for some reason. But like sun-dry other 21st century problems, we can point to 20th century's titans of science and federal government for the vast extent of the devastation. As the Nature Conservancy concedes, quote, from the 1930s through the 1950s, the Soil Conservation Service promoted it as a great tool for soil erosion control and was planted in abundance throughout the South. Little did we know the kudzu is quite a killer, overtaking and growing over anything in its path. Note the article's use of "we" to mute the culpability of the government and scientific community at the time. Some things never change, right, Dr. Fauci? Nor does the present scientific community's efforts to, without the slightest trace of humanity or irony, push their remunerative. Okay, I can't talk about that. That's a shame. I see where this article is going, but unfortunately, I can't go there. I'm gonna save this article. Maybe I'll talk about it on my Patreon. Because this is a no-no. I found out. I had no idea that to be monetized that you can't even talk about that subject. So unfortunately, I can't even go any further with that article. I'm gonna save it for my Patreon. But I see where that's going. I see where they're going with that. Self-censor. I hate it, but you know it is what it is when you gotta play that game. But that's why I have Patreon. So maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Go back and finish that article and get my take on that. But let's see. Let's check out Zero Hedge. Let's see what else is going on Zero Hedge here. How American tech workers feel about joining a union. Fauci Inner Circle. Shielded U.S. collaborator at Wuhan lab. Par for the course. You know, I've done tons of videos on that. That's not even new information. Hillary says she didn't go far enough in describing Trump supporters as deplorables. Evil Hillary. I'm not even going to entertain that. Wisconsin Supreme Court rejects RFK Jr. bid to get his name off state ballot. I don't understand why they can't take it off, because he asked before the deadline. Trump's authentic anger versus Camilla's phony joy. Air DNC, Trump group accuses Airbnb host of eviction on political grounds. That's illegal. That is illegal. Let's check this out. This is again from Zero Hedge, from Tyler Durden. He reports there is an interesting controversy growing over an alleged eviction by an Airbnb host in Philadelphia of Trump supporters. The conservative site Breitbart is reporting that ballot chasers for Trump were allegedly given an hour to clear out after the host learned that they were in Pennsylvania to get out the vote for Trump. If true, the incident raises a serious matter for Airbnb over hosts imposing political conditions for the use of their property. Again, that is illegal. That is straight up discrimination. You're not supposed to discriminate on someone because of their political beliefs. I mean, that's straight up illegal. Once again, we have not heard the other side of this controversy. However, if these allegations are established, it raises a variation of an issue that has been discussed for years on his blog. The role of private companies or businesses in censoring speech or blacklisting individuals. For first, for the obvious threshold point, private property owners have a right to exclude people from their property on any number of issues. That is true. This homeowner is likely to be lionized by many who agree with the decision. If an owner wants to run their home like an Airbnb, they have the right to do so. Well, I guess that's a fair point. That is a fair point, because now that I'm thinking about it, the bakery business, when they didn't want to build, they didn't want to make that cake for that couple, they have every right to do so, I guess. But the question is whether they can do so as an Airbnb. That's different. It is worth noting that many of the same individuals supporting this owner likely oppose the right of business owners in cases like Masterpiece Cake Shop and 303 Creator. That's what I was just alluding to. In those cases, the owners refused to make products for celebrations that conflicted with their religious views. I have previously written why businesses should have the right to such denial as a matter of free speech, including in my book, The Indispensable Right of Free Speech in the Age of Rage. In this case, an owner is accused of refusing service or rentals based on political grounds. That's different. Political and religious grounds is two different things. The question is not whether this owner has a right of exclusion in a home, but whether Airbnb is now allowing such threshold political tests to be applied by the owners. Yeah, a great point. It would create an uncertainty for guests who would not know if they may be tossed to the street if they reveal their political viewpoints or affiliations. The incident could be a type of micro-cancel problem. We have seen universities and colleges cancel conservatives and libertarian speakers under pressure from faculty and the students who cannot tolerate opposing views from being spoken on campuses. Citizens Alliance PA Chase says that it's still pursuing a requested $5,000 refund. Airbnb notes in its contractual language that, quote, guests' identity verification, reservation screening, and the 24-hour safety line are tools or features used by Airbnb to help verify guests' identities, screen reservations for potential party and property damage risk, and provide access to Airbnb's 24-hour safety line. There is no indication that the group was planning large gatherings at the location. However, it could be cited by the owner. If the group is mistaking or misrepresenting the facts, Airbnb should make that clear. It should also make clear what its policy is on possible political conditions for Airbnb listings. One possibility is that the owner will argue that he or she did not want the property used for a high traffic political effort operating out of the home. A homeowner could reasonably demand that the property not be used for large parties or high traffic enterprises. Conversely, Citizens Alliance is suggesting that they were simply planning to stay at the home. Moreover, other guests have likely held parties on rented premises without such alleged peremptory action. Notably, Airbnb promises homeowners up to $3 million in insurance for any damage to property. Airbnb has a strong anti-discrimination policy on race, but is silent on political viewpoints. If the host barred Trump supporters due simply to their political affiliations or the purpose of their visit, it would seem inimical to the business model of the company. However, there are difficult hypotheticals on the extremes. For example, what if an owner came to hand over the keys only to find guests wearing KKK or neo-Nazi outfits? What if a pro-life owner learned that the home would be used as the base camp for a pro-abortion campaign? Do you have the right to decline services like a cake shop or web designer? See, this is very tricky. It's very, very difficult because I honestly see both. I see both sides to this. The difference may be based on the use of the property. Airbnb operates like an aggregated hotel chain using private owners to supply the rooms, just as Hyatt cannot impose political litmus tests it is unworkable to allow such a test by individual owners and still maintain a viable national chain. That's true. If this odor was in compliance with Airbnb contractual conditions, the site should make that clear to renters. At a minimum, Airbnb would have to require owners to state up front any threshold political conditions. That would be a nightmare for the company, since the site would turn into a patchwork of threshold exclusions that would destroy the premise of the site, which treats the room stock as uniformly available and only differentiated on physical layout and pricing. Notably, in cases like Masterpiece Cake Shop, the owner insisted that he would sell pre-made cakes to anyone who wanted to buy them. He only objected to preparing special cakes for ceremonies that contradict his religious beliefs. In the same way, Airbnb could make clear that so long as the property itself will not be used for political advocacy activities, owners are expected to adopt a non-discriminatory policy on political viewpoints. The cost of renting out your home to strangers is that you will likely disagree with the values of many of those renters. That's facts. Airbnb is reportedly still looking at the refund request. This is, I mean, it's very, very tricky, but I think if you're running something like a hotel type of deal, Airbnb, which is Airbnb really is, you should be able to differentiate between your guests like that. You shouldn't be able to dismiss a guest because of their political views. I mean, that's what I really believe. All right. What else we got going on here? Leaked police memo warns of explosion in migrant prostitution network across America. I did a whole video on that already. Let's see. Just the news. North Carolina Republican Mark Robinson treated at hospital for burns after campaign event mishap. Wow. Hope he's okay. I like Mark Robinson. Special prosecutor Nathan Wade subpoenaed by House. They finally found him after he'd been hiding. Harris blames Trump for a migrant crisis over tanked border bill. I already talked about that the fake border bill that the Democrats try to push. It wasn't really a border bill. Let's see what we got here. Private rescue group now deploying to Lebanon, motivated by memory of Afghan withdrawal chaos. Donald Trump touts Elon Musk as future national cost cutter at Michigan rally. Judiciary Chairman Jordan requests info from Secretary Mayorkas about Ohio election integrity. Adam Schiff introduces bill to prevent presidents from dismissing charges against them. So they really they're really trying that, huh? They're really doing that. So he's preparing for Trump to win, basically. That's what this bill is about. Oh my God, they are so dirty, man. They are relentless. These Democrats are so relentless. Let's see. Fox Business. Airline passenger reportedly falls ill after eating cockroach-filled omelets. Oh my gosh, that's gross. Wow. Well, who eats an omelet on a plane anyway? Oh my gosh. Airline, let's see, this is the same article. They showed it twice. All right, NTSB issues urgent safety alert on Boeing 737 rudder system. I don't understand. And Boeing is continuing to get these government contracts after all these issues. Why do we continue to give these people our money? I don't understand. How do you have all these issues and still be in business? This is crazy. Fewer young people are choosing to buy or drive cars, seeking to avoid financial burden. I don't blame them on that. Especially nowadays where you can have literally almost anything ordered to come right to your door. I can understand why young people wouldn't want to put out that money for a vehicle. I could definitely understand that. Frank Sinatra's former Southern California home hits market for $7.9 million. Paris Hilton are offering a month of free rent. Okay. Retired Wall Street CEO's home hit the market. All right. Before we go to that, I'll make sure it's nothing over here. On Daily Mail. I don't think I've done news from Daily Mail for a while. Don't know who that is. Somebody died. Eerie moment siren blares while small town of Chimney Rock is destroyed by Helen floods, with stricken relatives sharing photos of missing loved ones as death toll approaches 60. That's sad. I don't even want to look into that right now. Let's see. Progressive magazine editor is mocked for making very petty criticism of hardworking flight attendant. Yeah, these elites are who believes these leftist elites really care about the average person? They really don't. They really despise you. They really mock you behind closed doors. Like, oh, the plebes, the hardworking flight attendant. These people are disgusting, and these people tell you these are the same people that's telling you to vote for Kamala Harris. Let's see. Colorado two-way star Travis Hunter strikes Heisman polls after 9 catch, 1 touchdown, 1 interception effort, and win over UFC. Kurt Cobain's daughter, Frances Bean, 32, gives birth to surprise baby with Tony Hawk's son, less than a year after tying the knot. Donald Trump extreme protective measures during visit with fans at Alabama versus Georgia football game. And we already saw the headline about him getting that. The crowd was like erupting when he was there. People love him. Let's see what else we got. Inspiring story of Elliot Hill, who started his career as a hardworking intern before working his way up to CEO. Arch Manning dazzles and #1 Texas blowout Mississippi State. Peyton and Eli nephew tosses for 324 yards and 2 touchdowns. Good for him. All right, let's see. Red State. Oh, hold on. Washington Examiner first, then we'll get to Red State. Washington Examiner. Believe it or not, the House Budget Committee is getting things done. For some reason, my Washington Examiner feed hasn't been updating like normal. I'm gonna have to check it out. Let's check out Red State. Nate Silver and Alan Lichtman throw down and catfight over 2024 election predictions. Let's check that out. Let's check that out. This is from the Red State again, from Nick Aroma. He reports that we've been covering a lot of polls, focus groups, betting markets, and other indicators in regard to the election. But there was a funny cat fight between 2 people who are election prognosticators. I can never say that word. Prognosticators. There we go. Professor Alan Lichtman and Nate Silver. Lichtman has a system where he applies true or false questions to 13 questions. If there are 6 or more false answers, the challenger, in this case former President Donald Trump, will win. But Lichtman has interpreted his keys and his predicting Kamala Harris will win. This is how he interprets the keys. Party mandate after the midterm elections. The incumbent party holds more seats in the House. That's false. You know, I think I might have covered this before. I'm not going to go over all of that. I want to see the clip. Where's the clip? Oh, they were just beefing over X. No video. Oh no, here you go. Here we go.
Nate Silver is at it again. He's taken my prediction system, the keys to the White House that has been right since 1984, and claimed that he can turn the keys better than me to predict a Trump victory. The truth is, Silver has no understanding of the system. His sole purpose is to discredit it so that he can burnish his own very different approach, which is the compilation of polls. In the very hard to call 2012 election, I called Obama's re-election 2 years ahead of time. Then, unprovoked, Nate Silver issued a 30-page attack saying the Keys can't possibly call the election this early. You can't because you compile polls, and polls are not useful until very close to the election, and even then aren't accurate. But the Keys can because they reflect the structure of how American presidential elections really work.
Well, I mean, for real, his 13 keys are really not validated or anything like that. It's just something he made up. You can't really validate any of that stuff. Even when it comes to the polls, you never really know when it happens until it happens on election day. We can have some type of clue, some type of idea, but you really never know until election day. So it's funny that they're beefing off of something that they can't prove until actual election day. Anyway, red state again, constitutional illiterate Howard Dean, MSNBC hosts display their ignorance on the Electoral College. Let's check this out. This is from Ward Clark. He reports that there are some moments in politics where you watch a candidate giving a speech, answering a point in a debate, or doing something dumb in general, and realize that you just saw a political career end. Yeah, we remember Howard Dean. What the hell was he doing? He was so... I don't know what this dude was doing. Some of y'all youngsters don't even know what I'm laughing about right now, but you're going to see the clip. In 2004, we saw one of those moments. I remember commentating to my wife at the time, quote, "You just saw his career end right there." Turns out I was right. Howard Dean ended up dropping out of the 2004 Democratic primary after winning one state in the vote, his own Vermont, now best known for the daffy old Bolshevik Bernie Sanders. But look, let's look at this clip here. Here we go.
Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Ah!
Ah! Like, what is that? Like, dude. But Dean wasn't content to just go quietly into the night. He may not be screaming anymore, at least not in public, but he's not making any more sense than he did then. During a recent appearance on MSNBC's The Beat with host Ari Melber, Dean revealed how little he knows about the founding principles of the Republic, and so did the host. So let's check this clip out.
Yeah. I mentioned the total vote because there's no other democracy where you have to constantly balance between what the people choose and what some other arbitrary, very ancient system will allot. But it is notable, we try to do both here. I've got new polls.
See how they try to demean the Constitution? They try to demean it, some old ancient piece of paper that really doesn't mean anything to us today. It's only protecting us from a tyrannical government. It's only been giving us hundreds of years of prosperity. I mean, these people. I don't know what to say about them.
Polling, Governor. When you ask people, should we do this by democracy or by this antiquated electoral college thing, it's not close. You know, partisan issues are close. Trump-Harris decision is close. But look at this. 58% of people at Gallup this month prefer a democracy vote, which they call the popular vote, only 40% electoral college. Should Americans care about trying to change?
That's because people are ignorant. A lot of people are ignorant. So just because some people are ignorant, you want to go and change something that's been protecting us for hundreds of years. Again, like the Electoral College is the only thing that's protecting places like big cities and from taking over elections. It's the reason why small states and stuff can still have say in presidency and stuff like that. I mean, it was one of the greatest tools ever created for the republic.
Change that structural inequity.
We have to change it. You know, our foundational electoral system was affected very much by slavery. This was an effort by the small states and the slave states to make sure they didn't lose their influence in the compromises that were in the design of the Constitution and so forth. So
see how he's making about slavery. It has nothing to do with slavery. It wasn't even mentioned when it came up with the Electoral College. What are you talking about? It has nothing to do with slavery. These people just intellectually lying to you. Either he's stupid and don't know, or he's just lying.
So we have two problems. We have a constitution that was built around the notion of slavery, and we have a corrupt Supreme Court, which has already elected one president, or selected one president, George W. Bush, by improper means, and which has also made some outrageous
improper means
claims that I think would most of the Constitution, people who wrote the Constitution, would turn over in their grave if they ever saw it, which is this crackpot right-wing theory about the immunity of the president to be able to do whatever they damn well please. We need fundamental restructuring of our democracy if we're going to keep our democracy. Right now, we don't have a functional court system. They are, as one of the justices.
First of all, we're not a democracy. Second of all, you're talking about saving the democracy when you didn't even have a primary Democratic vote for your president, for your primaries. No one voted for her. And so where's the democracy there? Huh, Mr. Dean? Like, these people are so dishonest.
This is coined the phrase a bunch of political hacks. She was trying to claim they weren't political hacks, but they are political hacks in the majority, and two of them are clearly corrupt. So we have a big problem with our democracy, and we need to fix it, and the public, I think, is on our side.
I mean, just disingenuous, just evil. Let's see, watch the video, but in the event you aren't able to watch these two constitutional illiterates without giving in to the urge to throw things at the screen, right? I'll cover the high points for you. Melbourne stated in the rant, I mentioned the total vote because there's no other democracy where you constantly have to balance between what the people choose and what some other arbitrary, very ancient system. See, like I said, out the gate, he called it arbitrary. I mean, look, the amount of staggering ignorance in that statement is difficult to unpack, but let's have a go. Here we go. There is no total vote. That's not how we elect presidents. It's immaterial and irrelevant. Yeah, states decide. The states decide. The United States is not and never has been a democracy. That's what I was just alluded to. We are a republic. The United States is a constitutional republic. Amen. The words democracy, democratic, or democrat do not appear in the Constitution, which does, though, guarantee the states a republican form of government. We have democratic institutions like the House of Representatives, but we temper it with republican, small r, institutions like the Senate, which represents the states, and the state selection of electors who elect the president. Every parliamentary system, such as Great Britain, does precisely this. The people don't elect the prime minister, they elect their representatives, the members of the parliament, MP, who then elect the prime minister, who wields considerable executive power. The comparison isn't perfect, but it's good enough to reveal that Ari Melber simply doesn't know what he's talking about. I told you, they're idiots or they're lying. It doesn't matter if the Constitution is ancient or if it was just ratified yesterday. It is and will be the highest law of the land. End of discussion. Amen. You can try to amend it, good luck, but you can't just set it aside, not without starting some serious stuff that won't end well for you. Melbourne then shows some recent poll results, which he says bolstered his opinion that the Electoral College is old news. He said, I'll get back to that. Oh, but let Howard Dean, the Scream Deans, get started. He said, quote, we have to change it. The Constitution, you know, our foundational electoral system was affected very much by slavery. This was an effort by the small states and slave states to make sure they didn't lose their influence. Again, another lie. This is literally not true, not one true statement in that. I mean, he just lied. It had nothing to, electoral college had nothing to do with slavery. What are you talking about? They throw these buzzwords around because they know it would get people attention. Like, oh, slavery. Oh, so it must be bad. Even though it had nothing to do with slavery. We don't have to change the Constitution. It's fine as it is. Why do leftists always want to change the rules when they can't get their way? That's what I said. Dean saying the Electoral College, quote, was affected by slavery is a canard. He is, of course, referring to the infamous 3/5 compromise, which was adopted to prevent the slave-holding states from having an outsized representation by including bondsmen in the tally for the basis of apportionment. I can't even say that word. Apportionment. There we go. That argument has made zero sense since 1865. Yes, there is an effort for the small states to make sure we don't lose our influence. Most of the country doesn't want to be ruled by Boston, New York, Chicago, and the liberal areas of California. That's what I was alluding to as well. That's why our electoral system works the way it does. That's why the Senate works the way it does, with every state, no matter how small or large, having the same representation. That is anti-democratic by design. That is why the United States is not a democracy. We never were a democracy. We never will be a democracy. By that way, Howard and Ari, it doesn't matter a damn how many polls you can come up with about whether people like the electoral system we use to elect presidents. It doesn't matter. The Constitution is what it is. You can't try to change it. I predict you'll fail. I'm sorry, he said you can try to change it. I predict you fail, but you can't just hand one it away. But once again, it is always the left that wants to throw the table over and change all the rules when they don't get their way. Howard Dean is way past his sell date and has been since 2004. If some sagging leftist network like MSNBC wants to bring him in the opine about something, the Constitution, he knows nothing about, that's fine. Their audience doesn't know anything about the Constitution either, and they won't notice the lack. Wow. That was just a horrible, horrible take by them. Let's see what time we got here. Yeah, we still got some time. I'll do a little bit more here. Controversy swirls. J.D. Vance initially denied entry by Pennsylvania restaurant chain that held Camilla event. Well, they technically got every right to do that, so it is what it is. You can refuse service. Awesome win. Fed judge bars lib Arizona SOS Andrian Fontes disastrous election rule, compares them to nukes. CNN study interviewed kids on Trump and Harris, but they got some results they may not have expected. Let's see. Sure, Jam. Brady Bunch star Barry Williams downplays talk of cast members hooking up. Let's see. Daily Wire. Iranian-backed terrorists fired dozens of missiles, drones at U.S. Navy. Active war. Here we go. Let the war drums beat. Wow. Tom Cotton. America needs to adjust to the future of warfare. I don't know what he means by that. Boise State women's volleyball forfeits game to protect players from trans opponent. Wow. Shouldn't have to do that, man. Remnants of Hurricane Helen continues to wreak havoc on southeastern U.S. Pray for them, y'all. You know, they got hit hard. Pray for them. Biden admin uses taxpayer-funded email blast to praise Camilla ahead of election. That's illegal. You can't use that for official. You can't use that for campaigning or anything like that. You can't not in an official capacity like that. That's illegal. Camilla polls badly with men, and Morning Joe has the solution. We already played that clip. Virginia school bus aide allegedly sexually assaulted disabled 4- and 5-year-olds. Disgusting. That is sick. There's a lot of that going around, man. It's so sad. We need to do like they do overseas and like start beating the crap out of these people. That hurt children. It's just wrong. Let's see. Off the press, a slap in the face. Largest ski resort operator announces mass layoffs ahead of winter. Wow. Before the winter season even come. I mean, I'm telling y'all, this holiday, this Christmas, is going to be the worst holiday season I think we've seen for a very, very long time. I think the numbers are going to be so bad on this holiday. Let's see. NC gubernatorial candidate hospitalized after incident at truck show. Boise State volleyball team refused to play. We already talked about that. RFK Jr. marks Camilla magical 7-word response to every question. Probably talking about I'm born in the middle class or something like that. Camilla Harris has a Pennsylvania problem. Heritage Project 2025 director didn't resign. He was fired. Of course he was. Honestly, it was nothing wrong with the 2025 project. It's just the Democrats honed in on it and tried to make it like it was a terrible, terrible policy, but it actually wasn't. Let's see. The Federalists, New York judges scrutinized troubling $450 million penalty in Trump fraud case. No one lost any money. That's what I'm saying. Like, how is there fraud when no one got frauded? That makes absolutely no sense for that to happen. Report 647,000 non-citizens convicted or suspected of homicide. Other crimes are not in ICE custody. Washington Post and Curious Philip Bump says the media should just give Camilla the benefit of the doubt. All right, I think that's it for that. Let's check out. Hold on. We'll check a couple of more of these, then we'll see what's going on Twitter. On X, the X world. It's my new favorite app. I love X now. Shout out to Elon Musk. I love X. It's one of my favorite apps. All right, PJ Media, name that moon. Let's see. Earth will soon have another moon orbiting. Camilla bungling border visit comes as shocking illegal crime stats revealed. After Camilla border visit, Biden-Harris admin sues to keep illegals on voter rolls. What? The decline and fall of the Iranian Empire. School choice versus propaganda wars. Free beacon. Cautious optimism in Israel. America must side with Israel. Wow. Letter to the editor. Nothing else there. Fox News. New York Post. Anything here? Nope. All right, let's check out X. Let's see what's going on with X. Alright, that's the same clip we've already seen. Even Elon Musk tweeted out about that. Wow, the way a bull moose was looking at him, absolutely terrifying. Woo. These things are huge. People don't understand. When I was in the military, I lived in Alaska and seeing these things. I had came out a door one time, and the door is like, we were high up there. It's feet up, and the moose was just walking by the door when I opened it up, and it was like, I mean, I'm looking at it like eye level up here. These things are huge. Moose are huge. People have no idea. and they look docile. You know, a whole Bullwinkle thing. You might think they're goofy and stuff, but these things will tear into you. Do not play with a moose. And I seen someone that hit one, and he showed me pictures of the vehicle. I don't know how this man smashed this vehicle. These things are huge. Let's see. In wokeness, look at that. This is stadium reaction. Let's check this out. Entire stadium erupted for Trump. Look at that. How is it even close? How these polls are even close, I don't know. I posted this earlier on my Instagram. She talking about how anyone vote for the DNC. They're all liars. What is this here? Let's check this out.
But now, like, looking back through the podcast and talking to, my podcast started with all my former colleagues and in mill and agency. Nobody thinks we should have been there, especially Iraq. Nobody thinks we should have been there. And I just keep going down the rabbit hole, and man, I don't diving into the military-industrial complex, all the lies that the government has been telling us, all the unreleased, classified shit. It's overwhelming, and it's created a 100% complete distrust in government. I mean, the Dick Cheney stuff. I mean, about Dick Cheney, Halliburton.
Yeah.
Have you looked into that
at
all?
Well, he was the CEO of Halliburton, and then Halliburton got no bid contracts to rebuild in Iraq for billions.
And they're not supposed, and that's against the government rules. They're not supposed to be any no bid contracts. Everyone's supposed to have access to the same contracts. Everyone bids on it. The government gives it to the best deal, whoever can come up with the lowest price, But but Halliburton was automatically given these contracts, which Dick Cheney was a major player in Halliburton. I can't remember. I know it's some revolving door thing. I know he owns tons of stock in it. Can't remember if he was like president of Halliburton or something, or some senior person with Halliburton. I know he had some strong ties to Halliburton though, and they got all the government contracts from the Iraq War, which so they basically profited from the war that they created. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't think people understand like how
crazy that is.
How big? I mean, it was the fucking logistics company for two wars. That's like that's
and yet then he goes. Dick Cheney goes and supports Kamala Harris and endorses Kamala Harris, and the left is like, yeah, even Dick Cheney supports Kamala Harris. Like, so a guy that represents the military-industrial complex supports Kamala Harris. Of course he does. Of course he does. She's going to continue these wars and give him more money, give Halliburton more money. So of course he would endorse Kamala Harris. They know. Dick Cheney know that Trump will go in and end these wars. There was no new wars under Donald Trump. So they don't want him in office because they're going to lose money. Their stock is going to tank. Their stock is going to drop because there aren't going to be any wars for Halliburton to make money off of, to profit off of.
Everything, Joe. They're delivering your mail, they're building your barracks, they're cooking your food, they're in charge of garbage, they're in charge of fuel, they're everything that's logistical over there is Halliburton, KBR.
Wow.
In both countries. And I mean, I think people think Afghanistan, they're like, oh man, you're probably on a tent or sleeping on the side of a mountain or something. No, man, there's fucking Burger King, KFC, Pizza Hut, Thai restaurants, I mean, that's all logistics. I mean, it's cities that we built over there, and it all was built by Halliburton.
Wow.
Who is the the CEO's vice president in the fucking country? Like, what?
CEO.
Are you
that's
serious?
What it was. Yeah, CEO. Yeah. Yeah.
And now he supports Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point.
When you see the left getting excited that Dick Cheney is supporting their candidate, you know the world's gone haywire.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The same people that used to think Dick Cheney was the devil,
right?
Now all of a sudden they're like, look, Dick Cheney.
Like it's so weird. Remember when the Democrat Party used to be the anti-war party? And I mean it's freaking crazy that I'm witnessing this crazy change where the Democrat Party becomes the pro-war, pro-corporation. Oh my gosh, it's just so wild. And yet, I mean, we see it happening and people still believe that like Democrats are for the people, which is just weird to me. Because when you got all these CEOs actually supporting the Democrat Party, it tells you where they really stand. Let's see, what's this? He's crazy, man. He's crazy. Orlando Brown is off the chain. Let me see what it says. I'm gonna just see what he says. Let's go.
I think that Jay-Z made the best decision ever. Well, I know what this, but I don't want to do. I don't want to do what, but I don't do. I is that, bro? Put that on stage. That's hot. I'm a millionaire. I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigerian hair. My criteria compared to your career, it is. When you listen to that today, it sounds like I'm a wild woman. She get your brain.
Anyway, wow. Is that other moon they were talking about? Look at that. Wow. FFA Cam, Ball Mountain, Colorado. That is wild. It's a wild picture. What we got here? Breaking. SNL rolls out Joe Biden skit and admits he didn't want to go away, but they made me. Let's see. Let's check out this skit here.
Hey, listen up, everyone.
That was pretty funny. Especially when he said me and Camilla Harris to say, because he just did that. They should have had him have a Trump hat on. That would have been the icing on the cake. Let's see, Steve Eman. After a rough day of school. That's pretty funny. The kid stuck his middle finger up at him. That's pretty funny. Wow. Biker gets. I'm not gonna show that. Can't show that either. Terminator 40 years ago. 2024. Let's see. So he said something about 2024.
Look, I am not stupid, you know. They cannot make things like that yet.
Not yet. Not for about 40 years.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Alright, well, I think that's it for the interweb. We'll go another 9 minutes to make it an hour and a half. We'll go another 9 minutes. Let's see, the way Wendy reacted when Diddy said he met her son backstage. Hold up. Hold up. Let's see this clip.
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You represent a lot. As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage,
He did. She looked kind of worried. What's this here? The Cadillac Shuffle, best thing you'll see today. Get it, get it, get it. Ah, get it, get it, get it. Ah. He getting it. That's funny. All right, stop it, Alabama. Oh man, look at that. Guy has zero control over his canine corso. Oh man, I love pit bulls too.
It's okay. It's okay. Good boy.
Why are you bringing that dog in public for?
No. Hey. Hey. Stop. It's okay. It's okay. Good boy.
I don't care. He got a muzzle on that dog. Maybe he's just trying to get him used to people or something. I don't know. But when he that big, man, and he's that unruly, you should not have him around people, muzzle or not.
Good boy. Good boy. It's okay. It's okay. No. No. Stop. Good boy. Come. No. Hey. No. No. Stop.
That's a big dog.
Good boy. It's okay. Relax. Good boy. Stop, okay? Come. Sit. Ren, sit. Good boy. Come. No. No. Stop. Let's go.
That dog is not listening to him. What we got here? Classic Ronald Reagan comeback to deal with the fake news media question.
Because for many years I was a Democrat.
You have blamed mistakes of the past, and you have blamed the Congress. Does any of the blame belong to you?
Yes, because for many years I was a Democrat.
Let's see. What the world? Oh my gosh, now. Why is she doing that? Yeah. What is going on here? What is... That's just wrong. Look at Charleston White laughing. It's funny. They took a few years off Sound Life with this one. What? Trusting in God's plan, the world descends in chaos. What is going on? Is this real? Oh, she gonna slip up or something. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's awesome. Oh, didn't see that coming. 1963, we tried to teach them, they still did their best. This kid ain't rocking with that Indian lady, LOL. My stepson wanted to make a video. In 2019, Donald Trump signed the CARES Act. In 2019, authorizing $1.8 billion in spending for autism. Wow.
Kamala or Trump? What's your name? Mikhail. That's your middle name, Mikhail. Okay. And let's see. Kamala or Trump?
Trump.
All right. What's your name?
I love it. I love it.
Mikhail, that's your middle name.
What's this? Cat Williams calls Diddy lawyer dumb and roasts Diddy for allegedly putting drugs in baby oil. Here we go.
Don't even sell baby oil.
Oops. I can't never. There we go.
This dumbass lawyer said he probably got it at Costco. Costco hit right back. We don't even sell baby oil. We be having a real conversation about some real shit. Oh, not $1,000 of baby oil, Jesus. It ain't that much ass shit in the world. Everybody know that. P. Diddy's dumbass lawyer said he probably got it at Costco. Costco hit right back. We don't even sell baby oil. They put the drugs in the baby oil. You thinking you getting a massage, bitch? You can't even get up. That's why God gave me eczema. I can't even use baby oil. Well, thank you, Jesus, for your smallest of blessings.
I got eczema. I can't even use baby oil. Thank you, God. Oh, man.
I'm not lying to y'all. I'm telling y'all the truth about me. I got one of the ashiest assholes ever to be seen in Hollywood.
Cat Williams is hilarious, man. He is hilarious. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Because he's making fun of for those that might not know, he making fun of Diddy because Diddy got busted. What they say was 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and then Costco was like, "Yo, we don't even sell in bulk like that. We don't do it like that." And so people allege that it was drugs in the baby oil bottle. So he made fun of that. That was pretty funny. Let's see here. Michelle Obama said Donald Trump is destroying this country. Donald Trump said, replying, he said, "Hello, Mike." That's not real, is it? We are playing basketball tomorrow. Are you up for it? Barack can also come. We need a cheerleader. That's funny. Somebody did that. Oh, that's funny. What's this here? Was also just beaten and assaulted in Paris. Alright. Never catch me fleeing to Mexico. But we know you don't care for us. What is this?
Why do black Americans keep asking me if it's safe to visit Mexico? You're a black person living in the USA. I think you're asking the wrong questions. Don't let the US propaganda get to you. We don't have sundown towns in Mexico. We don't have politicians constantly trying to gerrymander and redistribute district lines to diminish your vote. Mexico doesn't have Confederate statues in front of government buildings. Our second president ever was a black man. When did the US get their first black president? None of your neighbors in Mexico will ever call the police on you because you look suspicious. No police officer is ever going to pull you over here in Mexico because you match the description. Despite being a US citizen in the US, they will always treat you as a second-class citizen. I know that the USA has done you guys dirty for most of its history, but not every country is as messed up as the USA, guys.
Ain't no way in hell. I believe in this dude. I know what happens in Mexico for real to black people. Hell no. Let's see, anything else here? Alright, well, I think that's it for today, y'all. As always, you know, like, share, and subscribe. And share this out so we can get this information out there. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me on this late night. I'm gonna try to do more of these live joints here. All right, until next time.